Let's go! Let's go!
Hey guys, it's Rabbit. In last video we put the motor together and got it ready to go. And this video we're going to reinstall it. So first things first. Oh, and remember, when you rebuild the motor, you want to give it at least 24 hours before you go and run it, so the sealer has enough time to dry. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this baby back on here. So we're going to take the motor and take this, slide it in and turn it, and then your linkage, or your gas linkage is back hooked up. Take your exhaust, slide it back on there. Motor's sitting in there. Get your screws, your Allen screws for your motor mounts. Alright, with your when you put the screws back in your motor mounts, you want to just barely let them touch. So, before you tighten them, you want to make sure your motor, make sure your pulley here, gear is meshed, your gear mesh, you don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose, so you want to be able to scoot your motor around and make sure they're lined up together. You don't want it like the motor gear all cocked to the side, because what that's going to do, that's going to tear up your gears. So you want them to make sure they're good and even. I don't know if you can see that, but see how that's right there. Alright, find another screw here. This one here is going to be a little bit of a pain to get back on. Crank. Make sure you don't crank on these screws too much. Just get them good and snug. Another good thing is on your screws you want to use like a thread locker, which I didn't because I'm going to be pulling this stuff back apart. But anyways, you want to get a thread locker for your nuts and your screws, because when you're running it they tend to loosen up and the stuff starts falling apart. So next, I'm going to put this on here on the exhaust. That's for your carburetor. It primes your carburetor. And then put your line to your carburetor. Next, I'm going to leave that up like that so you got room for this. I didn't have my others. Oh, there it is. There's 3 screws in this on your easy start. That's a in there. Make sure you got your bushing in there. Make sure the small end is pointing in, because that sits inside your motor. So just put your easy start back on, unless you get a pull start or a drill start, which are actually a little better than the easy start. The easy start's easy, but it drains your battery down on your remote. Trying to start it sometimes when you're trying to get your carburetor tuned, but that'd be a different video. And after you get your easy start on, you want to put a good glow plug in here, brand new. Don't use your old one unless it's pretty much brand new. Put your hot on here, your negative, route it through, glow plug, and you're pretty much done. On these here, when you're sealing this back up, I usually use like a electrical wire nut. Just put that on the end and it seals it back up instead of letting it dry out. And with that being said, alright, that's it.